Alright, proceeding Ghost, and there been sightings of survivors of Minas Ithil around, so let's check this out.
The remaining Gondorians must escape Mordor.
And they will, with our help.
It's Paranor!
Oh there. By God, choke slam!
Yeah.
You survived. How did you find me?
Oh, it was easy. I just followed the trail of dead orcs.
And Idril, did she escape Minas Ithil?
We were ambushed. I lost her. Many of our brothers were captured. Some remain in hiding. Sauron's armies continue to hunt us.
Idril is resourceful, but no one survives in Mordor for long.
We have a way out. I just need to find her. And whoever's left.
Then we must find them all.
Anyway, Paranor has survived, and apparently also Idril, but their contingency have lost, have been lost. So we need to free as many as we can.
Should we recruit some? Oh, I guess not.
No, we don't really have to.
Nah, these guys took hostages. They don't deserve recruiting.
You know, keep in mind, we have literally recruited an orc that has eaten humans.
Yeah, but that's not taking them hostage, though, is it?
So eating them is better than taking them hostage.
Yeah, because at least eating them, they have to suffer because they're dead. Taking them hostage, you're literally starving and torturing them.
Not to mention, thanks to my skill, I'm able to take them out quickly, so recruiting them is just, something that can be done, but, I'm not really wasting my time too much on it.
I get what you mean. Like, it's not even
it's
like,
just an option more than anything. Yeah.
And then because it's not like everyone that you've recruited will show up for, like, the final stronghold battle.
Well, in general, like I told you already, Jova, similar in the first game, the minor orcs that you recruit are just there for that mission alone. It's not even a case like the game only keeps tracks of the captains that you recruited.
I get it. So you pretty much get a set number of, like, minor or captain or whatever rank orcs for the final siege battle.
Mm-hmm. Well, the captains are the ones that you have actually recruited. When it comes to the actual normal minion orc, the game essentially gives you just an amount and assumes that those have been recruited, like, off-screen or something.
Ah, okay. So yeah, again, with it being the Nemesis system, the main focus is on the bosses.
Yes.
Or mini-bosses.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you alright?
I might need a moment.
You cannot delay. When you find Idril, escape to the west. Have a second chance in life.
I've already lived 2 lives. I was born somewhere near Umber. Herodrin.
It is a long way from Minas Ithil.
Yeah.
My order sent me to Gondor as a guarantee of peace.
Huh.
But the Herodrim had other enemies.
This checks out a bit with what the demos of the Herodrim being mercenaries or anything, so it is very possible that, you know, Gondor had, you know, recruits from all over the place so that they could just use, you know, for any kind of, you know, test that they wanted. Aragorn, for a while, disguised himself using that kind of trick while in his youth.
So how you commence your third life? The only life that matters is the one.
Yeah, I don't know where the game is like, oh, by the way, Barno loves Idri. I'm like, okay, like, sure. It's just that there wasn't that much foreshadowing to it. It's just the fact that the game now decides of that they want these two to fall in love. And I'm like, I would have accepted more if we were already some seeds planted already doing Act 1, but not really. Like, if that's what they were trying to do, they were not really, you know, conveying it properly. And I'm like, I absolutely have no problem with Barnor and Idril, you know, having a love story. It's just that, again, it doesn't really feel like they are, you know, going into it gracefully.
I do wonder, are those two gonna feature more in the story from this point?
No, only for this side of quest. Like I said, this is a type of quest line similar to the one, for example, of the Spirit of Karnan, where, you know, Varanor and eventually also Idril will, you know, give you some quest line related to the survivors of of Minas Ithil, you know.
By the way, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but Baranor is played by Aika Mahdi.
Yeah, we mentioned this as soon as she shows up. For like I said, it was Marsha Venantor in a couple of Warner Bros. products. Like this also noted Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 11. You know.
But did we mention that he voiced the most amazing character in all of fictional media? Knack.
Oh god, that was him.
Yep, you know the sad thing? That is, I think, that is potentially his only time playing, like, the main lead in anything.
God, it's kind of like David Lodge.
But well, yeah,
I guess Inspirit Saragos might as well get this out of the way than Ice is nice, I guess.
So, no way we can lose, guys. We've got Knack on our side. I mean, at least he got to play Jack Spriggs in the Mortal Kombat Legends films. Like, I mean, it seems like he has a lot of good roles. It's just that it seems that his legit only, like, main hero lead role is that of Knack. And that's sad.
Like I said, it's kind of like David Lodge. He might have played the protagonist only once, and it was with Never Dead. Which is like I said, okay, the story of Never is not the worst thing ever. But it's not something that I would consider, you know, that elevating for a career. Like, it's basically Diet the Devil May Cry when you really get down to it.
Yeah, so Baranor and Idril are in love. That's nice.
Again, that's a thing. Like, now that the game will move on with that, sure, they will keep building up. It's just like I said, we're just diving into it out of nowhere. It's like, oh, right, I guess.
You want some? Now look what you've done. You gave your brothers here hope, and now I get to watch it drain from their eyes.
I don't know, my dude. That helmet seems to be blocking your eyes.
Alright, let's defeat the slaver. This guy is relatively easy. It's even level 16 because it's usually associated with you know, this kind of level that this questline is expecting you to have. So it's not scaled with Talion.
Oh, you've brutally slain the vicious Uruk, have you? If only.
Oh, fuck me.
Right,
Again,
death-defying.
death-defying means essentially that one bear on their last legs, they can easily pull them up instead of you executing them. Okay, are we done now?
Please.
Blood always remembers, Dark. The pain you give me, my blood brother's gonna give back to you.
Oh, great. Now I have to expect another guy to show up.
Okay, we're done
go.
now?
Depending on how much field that orange bar is, Talion might be a bit more brutal in executing, but it's not always a guaranteed. So,
I see.
again, it's just a matter of, you know, seeing what happens. Positioning might play a bit, but again, not as much as you would think. Alright, let's rescue the final hostage.
I'm in your debt. Captain Baronor.
Karis, are there any others?
Idril. She's alive. We were on our way to the fighting pits, and we were captured. She escaped. If I know Idril, that's where she's headed.
She's alive? She's alive. I hadn't dared hope.
We will find her.
That's what the next mission will be about, you know, entering the fighting pits in order to rescue her. Though, again, it will not work as, you know, what you normally think about the fighting pits. It's just a more traditional mission.
We cannot save everyone, Talion.
Oh my god,
You
can
may
it bring
already be
more?
dead.
Jesus, dude. Can't you lighten up just a bit?
It's like what Batman said. Lighten up, Talion, will ya? My god, you look positively grim.
It's like I keep saying, barrel of lax, this guy.
You know, for supposedly being the...
It's like what Talion asked in Act 1. How much of your soul did you fuse into that ring?
Like, for being the Lord of Light, Kellen Brimore sure seems dark at heart.
There we go. Grab this cargo. Uh-oh.
Wait, no we didn't, we're just rocketing it.
I think we made them angry.
Yeah, we did. Ow.
Die, orcs!
There she is.
Oh, hey, Adriel.
You're alive.
For now, let's deal with these orcs first.
Ow.
Die.
Like I said, fighting Golok is a bit, has to be less conventional than normal orcs, but alright, let's clean the area while we're at it.
Bring it on.
Like I said, the glaive attack is cool, but the fact that you're very vulnerable during the wound-up does not, you know, is not something that makes it particularly a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I can understand those kinds of trade-offs.
I can understand why they did it for, you know, for balance purposes, since you're effectively doing an AoE attack of your own, you know. But I wish there was a better compromise. Like you said, maybe like an upgrade that sacrifices power for more speed. And now we also have a captain showing up again. The capital is normally generated, but this is the fact that he shows up here is mandatory.
You truly are the king's lost causes. These Gondorians, you found them, and yourself, oh, you found him a long time.
Oh, he has no idea who he's talking to.
It's like what Ron Space Knight will say. You have no... Now, you cannot even begin to imagine what my dreams are like.
What is that line from?
Ron Space Knight, a toy from forgot, Mattel, I think it was, that eventually Marvel had a comic line about it, and they made it the most awesome space opera ever. Apparently, James Gunn wanted to include the character in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but unfortunately, they could not get the license back.
I see it. I've searched everywhere for you.
And I you.
Come. I'll escort you to Hanathan. You'll be safe there.
No,
Don't jinx it.
I'm not leaving Mordor.
Guess what? Idrid wants to
Not
stay
till
and
all
fight
of our
here.
brothers are free.
Honey?
Come now. We'll speak of this
There's not a lot of tactful
My
thought
father
in that.
sacrificed all of Minas Ithil for my safety.
Yes, and that was a crap thing he did, but that doesn't mean you should be trying to, like, just go for the whole motherlode just yet.
Not by anyone.
Idril. You will die out here.
Then that is my fate.
Is
Stay.
it?
You know, there is such a thing as living to fight another day.
Go,
Yeah.
reinforcements will be
Plus,
here.
I mean, one person against Mordor. That's
That's my job. I'm the protagonist here. You know
Yeah.
me.
Okay. I know. Before anyone says anything, our main character at least commands armies. Be it whether they join him naturally or he uses his ghost powers to brainwash them.
Keep in mind, Weebs, our protagonist literally has a ring of power. That's kind of a big advantage there.
But don't you see, I have no choice.
Well, thankfully the questline does not end here, so let's see what happens next.
Okay.
Of course, yeah, but
In terms of big moments involving a female Lord of the Rings character, the I am no man bit is still the best one.
Oh, yeah, for so many reasons. It has technically... Okay, not three, but, it has a good section of build-up from the third movie, given how the Witch King works in that regard. And the reveal is actually pretty cool with that loophole.
Alright, anyways, a throwback he needs to poison grog barrels and then eventually confront the captain, but go on, Drovo.
It seems that Idril definitely wants to make up for what her father did. Unfortunately, it might be to a borderline suicidal outmind and reach, so...
You can reread it a bit more and say that maybe she has some suicidal thoughts of her own because, she lost everything and doesn't feel like, there's really any point in returning to Gondor and continuing, so she prefers to make a difference here.
Also, that she probably feels bad because her dad forsook their entire kingdom for her life.
Yeah, that too.
Right, yeah, Rom Space Knight, believe it or not, despite being a tie-in comic that sadly, when Marvel lost the license, sort of had to be taken out, that one actually has influenced a lot of Marvel history. Believe it or not, Rom Space Knight is part of the series of events that would eventually have Rogue end up becoming a hero. Yeah, for those who don't know, while she's mostly known as an X-Man, believe it or not, Rogue actually started off as a villain.
From the Elfar Crab with a very, very stupid outfit.
And that hair. Oh god, her hair back then.
It was the 70s, either the 70s or the 80s, different time.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think Linkar put it best that, again, ROM is a good example of how you should do time material. Just because it's licensed material doesn't mean you should just laze out on it. Actually do give it a nice, full-fledged story here and there, which is kind of also what happened with Marvel's Transformers. Oh, yeah!
Even more recently, Marvel is still doing this when they had the license for Conan the Barbarian for a while. They currently lost it again, but for the time that they had it, they made sure that it wasn't just, you know, a passing time thing. Anyway, the captain has
nothing to
arrived.
see here. Wait.
Get a drink in your hands,
Hold on.
Feast to your good
Drink it.
fortune. What a glorious time to be an orc. What a glorious...
Is he about to die in his own intro?
No, but he's severely weakened for story reasons, so let's get to him.
Spotted him. Oh, Talion.
Uh-oh.
You want your goblet, do you?
How do you know my
You
name?
obsessed,
Because I'm gonna shove it.
Oh God, we have a stalker.
Yeah.
Drinking your own
And he's drunk. Yeah, no, let's deal with this guy nice and quick.
I don't want to recruit this guy.
Yeah, no, this one can die.
Wow,
God.
he's so judgmental.
Trust me, Dweebs, when an orc gets the title of the Obsessed, it is this better, because all of their quotes are like what they want to do with Talion.
Oh God, so if we recruited him, would that mean he might...
Yeah, it's basically, oh, you finally reward my attention, my love, something like that.
Well, okay, so orcs can feel love. That is...
And there we go. If I recall correctly, this also unlocks the last artifact that we have.
I'd say that was one of our more successful missions, Gravewalker.
Huh.
I can hardly remember this scared young soldier I met in Eloise.
You mean the one that
The
saved your
music
life?
is surprisingly quirky here.
Upbeat.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Until we meet
Deep
again. In a
Again,
few
don't
minutes.
worry. We will just do basically the entire quest line of Baranor and Ithil in this part.
Also, Theo, if androids can be people, why can't orcs be people?
I mean, they technically are. It's more of a case of they do not reproduce sexually. Simple as that.
On the last day of each year, our people toast the setting sun, thereby seeking good fortune for the coming year, and ensuring the sun will rise the next morning, if the folktales are to be believed. The lords of Minas Ithil used this goblet for the toast of the final sunset, ever since SCWRM himself founded the city back in the Second Age. We performed the toast every year without fail, though it availed us little when a horde of orcs arrived at our doors.
Baranor's scouts will have found more prisoners by now.
Indeed. The orcs are depending on it.
Baranor.
One of our scouts reported prisoners here. And far too many orcs to handle alone. Let's each take a flank and meet in the middle.
I'll be there. Baranor, you must be careful.
Also, I'm clipping through the floor. I don't know why his feet were clipping through the floor, but whatever.
Huh.
Anyway, this is another mission of rescuing the Gondorians. So simple as that. But anyway, yes, again, Dweebs, Marvel has a history of, you know, trying to canonize everything when it came to, you know, even their license stuff. This created a bit of a problem with their UK brand, because they created a character specifically to bridge in a couple of licensed series like Transformers UK and Doctor Who, called Death's Head, basically a cyborg, which is very hilarious. But when all those licenses expire, having to keep the continuity of the backstory of Death's Head was essentially a nightmare, so essentially we stopped using the character altogether.
Interesting. But yeah, when it came to their tie-in stuff, you'd think, oh, they just play it safe, right? Nope! They would actually inject characters from the Marvel Universe into these stories. Not only that, the stories would actually be canon to it. Like, so, remember Transformers Generation 1? Believe it or not, in legit one of the earlier issues, Spider-Man shows up.
Well, considering how the story evolved, eventually Marvel had to essentially declare it as an alternate continuity altogether that just happened to have Spider-Man in it. The Marvel database wiki does actually have a nomenclature for it, but it's not essentially the 616 continuity.
Of course.
I think it's the same one that's tied to Godzilla because Nick Fury references that during one single panel. I forgot.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Marvel has a special way of canonizing stuff. They have literally given every bit of media its own world. And when I say every bit of media, I mean even the theme park rides at Universal Studios.
Yeah. There is also one for stuff like Marvel, which I guess it's better this way, but you know, I really would have been perfectly fine if it was just erased at some point.
Yeah, no, Marvel is one of those things where I'm pretty sure no one was asking for that to be canonized. I mean, God forbid the Spider-Man from that shows up in Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Not as far as we know. For all we know, maybe there is no... excuse me? I noticed you. I told no pissing. Jesus. Oh my God.
Some people just don't have...
Nobody learns in this game.
Tio, I would hate to be in it, to live in an area where you're the head of the lawmaking.
There's nothing left. I don't know how you found us, but thank you, Ranger.
Did you lose this? Because if he's not yours, I might keep it for myself. I think I broke the other ones.
That was surprisingly polite.
And I get ambushed in the meantime. My God.
Well, that was cheap.
But we could have some fun.
That's exactly what I mentioned, Jova. That's happened because I wanted to summon my bodyguard, but this guy showed up instead.
Oh, wow.
So now you have to get to fight two captains at once. Alone.
Shoot, you're cursed.
And this guy doesn't fuck around either.
Erase the darkness.
He's enraged by your acrobatics.
It gets better, Joe, but one potential trait that a captain can get is to be enraged by anything.
Great.
The moment you start the fight, they will get enraged. Alright, let's see if these fireworks help out.
Can't believe those guys got up after that blast.
Well, if they are resistant to fire, they can actually do that.
That actually makes sense.
Uh-oh. Yeah. And again, I'm losing my second chances, opportunities very fast, so I cannot dilly-dally too much. Oh my God. Another thing to notice is that, with each passing of the, second chances, the ones that you need to get have a more unforgiving type of timing, as in... there we go.
The exterminator has just been
exterminated. Yeah, there you go. With each passing one, the QT will be much faster in terms of you to be reactive towards it, so you have to watch out for that too. See, and now that I'm confronting the captain alone, this is actually more easy.
Grab broken
There we
captains.
go.
Like that one.
You stabbed him through the helmet.
Yes.
Amazing.
It could have killed him, but didn't.
No, they have other plans. They're taking him to Gorgoroth.
We need to save, and now it means we need to save Baranor.
Before it's too late.
He is bait, Talion. And he will live until we
Oh
arrive.
my god, Celebrimbor, jeez, I get it that it's not the same species as you, so maybe you're not having the same 100% attachment, but Jesus.
Nobody instructed him on bedside manner, it would
Death would be
seem.
relief to these men. The purpose of this camp is torture.
So I was right on what I said earlier. These guys are being tortured.
Well, yeah, to an extent. Like I said, while not having the actual human slaves like in the previous game, the game still has this quest line that showcase what the humans do to, what the orcs do to the humans. So there's that too.
Polish my feet like this. Orders is orders. If he can lead us to more of these pigs, then it's worth
Uh-huh.
What? Just gut 'em where you find them, I say.
Okay then. There we go. You can potentially just stop and also rescue the other Gondorians, but again, I essentially instead made a beeline towards Baranor because those are not the main objective. Again, if you rescue all of them, you get a bunch of extra experience points, but I don't really have to, and besides, it's more of a case that they will still be saved by the enemy, so it's not even a case of, oh, you ignore them, they die as a consequence of your action, so don't worry. And there's also another captain guarding that. See, there we go. Let's get him off the Caragor. Oh no!
It's destiny, isn't it? You, me, meeting in a torture camp like this. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. Sweet.
No thanks, you're not my type.
Stand, man of the West.
Oh, thank God! At least Ithil is here to do some reinforcements.
So she's not going to attack them all by herself.
I always assumed that when she was talking about staying here to fight, that at least she had something of a team with her.
Yes, pretty much. Now she was leading her own squad, essentially.
I mean, it's not much, but it's better
It's
than
always
her
work.
literally going. Yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can free Baranor in the meantime. Maybe he can help too.
Hey, look at this! Now Idril is going to return the favor by coming to Baranor's
There we go.
rescue.
So again, these old eater guy, these guys showed up uninvited. It was not, this was not set up by the mission. Again, I just happened to have another captain showing up.
It's the Nemesis system for you.
And unfortunately, since he is adapted, I cannot use all of my tricks. Alas.
Well, at least you've got the higher ground on him at the moment.
Again, don't worry about the Ithil or Baranor getting too low health in this case. Unlike with your normal captain, they will not bleed to death if you're leaving them too much. Oh, of course you're enraged by the Caragor. So you know what? I don't give a shit. Die! For fuck's sake.
This one's sturdy.
I can't die here.
1 second, Idril, please.
I mean, at least it's not as annoying as in Superman 64.
No, but again, it's the Shadow Apocalypse is the one that has the NPCs that repeat their lines for some reason.
I was talking about more, like if you fail
You
trying
don't
to
be
save
serious. I've had
the-
worse
the-
from
the-
crippled
you fail.
ghouls.
the mission.
Alright, round 2, I guess. Well, too bad, but we're 3 against 1, so tough shit.
Literally corner him between the three of you. Beautiful.
There we go.
You're injured.
It's nothing.
Tease with a scratch.
A scratch. Your arm's off.
Again.
You're right.
No, it isn't.
Staying in Mordor is certain doom.
Oh, what convinced you all of a sudden?
But she still cannot leave.
We will be doomed. Together.
Ah.
Again, as an arc is more about the Baranor accepting her decisions and moving on, but you can definitely tell it's a bit rough.
I guess part of the reasoning is like, okay, we know that obviously they're not going to get their kingdom back, so them doing a move that might have helped get their kingdom back might have ended up clashing,
And yeah.
I guess.
Your reward is to have another perk when it comes to summoning, which allows you to summon better warriors. Not Gondorians, but that's a story for another time.
You know, as well, what would happen if Frodo and Bilbo found the Black Knight from Holy Grail as one of their major opponents to surpass on the way to the mountain?
I guess the Nazguls come close to that. They're really defined as Black Knights.
I don't think Frodo would stand a chance.
Well, Jackson's Frodo, I guess. The Baskies will try at least.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
But what if they found the Knights Husseini?
Well,
honestly,
that's another story. Alright, in the next part, we're gonna put, like he said, the plot on pause for the time being and see instead what happened to Baranor instead, via his own dedicated DLC, The Desolation of Mordor.
See ya.
Alright.
Alright, see ya.